Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready for some boom, baby? Boom! This is how I rise and shine every morning. Still editing all these YouTube videos, making it happen, Captain. It ain't gonna get done by itself. You gotta make it happen. And this is the difference between the rest of us and those that don't even know just how to make it happen. Every day, showing up. I gotta take my time back, baby. Gotta take time back. It's the only commodity we have. And yesterday was so chaotic. I could just see people showing up, trying to get a piece of the Saints Addiction shine. And this morning motivation, I'm gonna talk about taking time back. Fuck, dude, it was crazy yesterday. 2.5 hour conversation with the bestie. Told my friend she's being too needy. She still needed things from me. I think I have to break up with her. I had too much going on. I even went to the log gym and I'm like still thinking about other things instead of being inside of my body, instead of being inside of my mind. And this is why we have to have this conversation, this morning marijuana motivation time. I think I still got a lot of things here to get on about. I mean, just starting off in the morning motivation, just been editing a lot of videos, trying to catch up with everything that I've been doing as far as like sharing videos and making videos and editing videos and video in a sec and growing inasec.ai. And I just woke up to just so much chaos yesterday. I was just like, I'm just one man. I'm a one-man band trying to grandstand, making my dreams a reality. And everyone reached into me. Even this morning, it was just like one showed up, the next one showed up, the next one showed up. And it was just like, no, I don't have time to go to breakfast. I fast till 3. My friend's still sending me pictures like too early. I'm like, it's too early for me. I have a pattern and there are people that want to get in on the pattern. And I'm like, I need to keep my consistency so I can keep my mental stability. And it turned out that even when you explain that to people, they can still be selfish and only think of themselves and need more from you. And I started to evaluate the relationship and wait, this isn't a person that asking me how am I? They're never checking up on me. They're using my connections, my travel people that I've built relationships with so that they can undo their bad decisions of traveling to Brazil without preparation to drive me fucking crazy, trying to blow up my fucking memory and my data space while I'm trying to go to the gym. I was like, this has got to end. When people don't seem to know, I mean, givers, what's the adage? Like, takers never know when to stop taking, and givers never know when to say no. I had to say no. I had to say no to a lot of fucking just distractions that were taking me away from my inner realm of my pattern and taking me on crazy ass adventures that I didn't want to go. Usually I just say yes, but sometimes I gotta say no. It's not for the adventure, it's for the time sucker. And I was just like, bro, you have got to get a secretary for your miscommunications. Oh, I was supposed to book the bus, but then it changed and I didn't go to the right place. First communication problem, not my problem. Oh, you wanted to go from Australia to Brazil, but you regret it? Again, not my problem, your problem. Not my circus, not my monkeys. And then my buddy would say, NFP, baby, not my fucking problem, and that's what I had to kind of realize with my real eyes, that people will try to make their monkeys come into your circus and distract you from all the things that you swear you were going to be focused on, the things that you should be enjoying, and the moments that you can't get back. I'm in the freshest air in the earth. I'm in the world earth, if that's a word. And all those things that make me feel free, like, men's workout tanks and hitting the fucking gym. And this girl was doing my head in. And I was just like, yo, bro, I don't want you to be stranded in Brazil, but you kind of stranded yourself and let me know about your period, the kitten you adopted, and how horny you are, and how you needed cuddles and all these extracurricular things that have nothing to do with me and moving my shit forward have now been absorbed by a or was absorbed by a narcissist. And I love my friend to death, but they don't know how selfish they are. I said it calmly because I used to say it not calmly. It's something that I learned. How frustrated I was getting when I was doing, working at the shop, and I was doing too much or whatever. And then I couldn't see that this stuff was starting to drive me crazy, that I would take it out on my customers or take it out on myself, and get really frustrated on other people's situations instead of what I should have been concentrating on. And this is like, situations or concentrations. No concentration camps, just concentrating on things that move your ship forward instead of taking away from your time that you'll never get back. And then all of a sudden my workout was absorbed by a breakup from a friendship that I thought was a friendship, ended up becoming a usership. And I was just like, yo, you're about to get blocked, son, and probably will block this person because they're not watching my show. Actually, they don't care anything about me. They actually called me on my birthday, and instead of saying happy birthday, it was like, yo, I need some psychology help. Get a psychologist. I'm not your psychologist. I need me to have peace of mind so I can keep my own psychology. It's one of those things that we all need to do, but it's called prioritizing. And one of those things that we really don't want to do is like give up one thing for the other. But it's what I've been learning in these, YouTube videos that I be watching. There are trade-offs. I think everybody has an illusion of grandeur, right? That their life could be perfect. They get everything that they want. And I'm here to tell you that when I'm working on, let's say, motivated juice, I'm not working on anti-slip slippers. If I'm working on Join Wheat Club, I'm not working on reliable models. There's always a trade-off, but there's only one way to spend $1, one way to spend a second, one way to spend a minute, one way to spend an hour. In an hour or in a second, you are going to only have that time. That's it. That's all you get. You get that time and that time alone. And if you let it get absorbed by some drama or someone else's motherfucking problems, their other circus, their other monkeys, gone will be your time, and gone will be that friend, this person, and then all of a sudden they've taken from me what I had in the moment, and then you try to help their moment, and it's never enough. It's never enough attention. It's never enough apologies. Actually, this person won't ever even apologize. I told him to fuck all the way off, dude. I'm like, you're fired, and I'm tapping out on you, and don't ask me for shit. Don't blow up my friends. Don't come there with your havoc. They got liver cancer, bro. They got to worry about their fucking health and shit. And you over here thinking it's all about you trying to fucking save a kitten on the road and what you're going through and sending me screenshots of your period. And I don't need to know all of that. And for some reason, it started to bleed onto me where the person was, I was just giving them travel advice, soon became their psychologist, and soon became, I can't even have peace of my own mind on a really chaotic, busy day. And they jumped in on the fray, and I was just like, yep, that's too much. And I just had to realize that it was too much. It was too much is too much. You got to call a spade, and most motherfuckers ain't going to take their foot off the gas. If they can get from you, they'll take from you without maybe realizing it. Maybe, and then after me, I'm sure there'll be somebody else that'll be that needy. They'll source it from. And that's what narcissists do. They look for a new source. We keep talking about this with my friend yesterday for 2.5 hours talking. But the old friend Brianna, that's her classic MO, Scorpio. Go from relationship to relationship, always a monkey branching to each different dude, and always manhandling these dudes. These dudes are trying to come home, and they're working all day, dirty as fuck, and they're like, don't even go straight to the shower. You're too dirty. Start riding him instead of letting him fucking take his fucking boots off. He's got to go take them off out in the garage, and he can't even breathe without the bitching at him. And it's just like a lot of these dudes, they get in these pseudo relationships, go, that's just the way my wife is, or that's just the way my life is. And they've never stopped to say, no, I need my own time. I watched a meme where the guy went and he was saying, she's like, I'm just coming to check if you're all right. She wasn't checking if he was all right. She was coming to chew him out some more. And he was saying the spool of thread when he was 20 years old, he had like some cotton spool of copper wire. And he was explaining that he was 20 years old when he first started to use it. And it's starting to unwind just like his life. And to have a deep, faultless, soft conversation, she's like, is this because your team lost? And he's like, you know what? Never mind. He just got up and walked away. This is what mental health looks like. It's just people that they don't really give a shit how you doing. They're just making sure that you just keep showing up, keep towing the cars. It don't matter how dirty you are, how tired you are. Just keep working on those cars and keep showing up for your kids, for the work, and it don't matter how you feel. We were talking about, raising babies, over here in Finland. I was just like, man, there's so much time. I saw a dad with a daughter on their bike together, and I was like, they get to spend so much time raising their own kid. It's the transformation of our human society, is having the time to actually raise our own children instead of hiring somebody. And that's a big change in what people can do in the output of their lives. But what do? We'll bury ourselves in the phone. I've been watching people this whole morning. They don't give a shit. Every second that we can, we'll fill with music or our phone or with a distraction, YouTube, you name it. And that way we don't have to concentrate on what's missing, right? If we're always concentrating on what's in front of us, then we don't have to worry about what's missing inside of us. And that seems to be the distraction of our lifetime, is to go ahead, look at something and go, oh, I don't need this, I don't need that. And we'll go after our wants instead of what we need. And what we need is peace of mind. We need to be able to see freely with our thoughts, our burps, our lives. Fuck, man, it's so hard to fucking be able to free your mind when other people are trying to bring you down or have them worry about the drama. And really, they should be going to a psychologist, which they can afford, and talking to them instead of beating up their friends or taking up their friends. And a line was crossed, a boundary was crossed, and I'm expecting to get no apology. And I'm expecting to block this individual, because Lily just doesn't give a shit. I'm really talking about you, girl. They don't know how selfish they are. They don't know how narcissistic they are. They don't know how needy they are. And they'll just take from you when they only have their lifespan and their time and their mind to make it work. They supplement from other people and go, oh, well, you got strength, you got knowledge, you got connections. Let me borrow from you, even though I'm not fucking you, even though I don't owe you anything and I barely know you that well. Bro, stop. I need my own time back. And that's when I had to hit the stop button. That's just fucked up. I got to fucking concentrate on me, baby, and keep it pushing away from people that can't see that they're being narcissistic or being time suckers or trying to make it all about them. They have no idea that I was in the forest with the freshest air with my friend running, and then they're trying to, they did. They got a piece of that. Well, I'm trying to concentrate on something completely different. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to concentrate on some real shit instead of some distraction. And that made all the difference. I was just really pissed about it. And I was just like, this has got to fucking stop, bro. I got to retake back my life and my time instead of letting people take my time for granted as if I didn't have better to do with my time, better shit to do with my mentality. I'm like, yo, I'm an international CEO, bro. I don't got time to be worrying about people's bullshit. What up, Yoni? I ain't gonna be time to be worried about other people's bullshit, dude. I was so engrossed with that day. It was driving me fucking crazy. And that guess what? They were like, you know what? You're carrying a refrigerator? Let me ask you a bunch of questions. I was like, dude, I got a refrigerator on my back right now. Fucking planes, trains, automobiles, everything's flying. And you want to ask me for more help? You want to ask me for more of my concentration, more of my time? I'm like, bro, I cannot. I have to tap out. You're going to have to learn on your own, and that's it. I'm going in my own different direction, and that's what ended up happening. So as I catch up on all my shit, all my videos, and I'm editing them right now and trying to catch up to what was happening, that shit was driving me fucking insane yesterday, bro. I was like, fuck, dude, I got to let this shit go, because these people never know when to say no. And I clearly explained it calmly and said, yo, I'm fucking busy, man. Leave me the fuck alone, which would have usually been my regular MO. I told this chick to fucking relax. Everything's going to be all right. Let me put you in touch with some of my friends and Enzo and all these other cool people and all these other things, and it just wasn't enough. And sure as shit, right after, oh, I need your other friend, and I thought I was scheduled again. I'm like, you need a fucking secretary for your miscommunications, and it ain't me. I need my own secretary, and maybe I need three, and you're over here not seeing that I'm busy and absorbing my time and things that I need to concentrate on that are way more important than whatever frivolous, stupid shit that was going on in your brain. And that's why this person's getting blocked. It was just like one of these things where I was just like, oh, this isn't a person that really has my best interest at mind. No, they're only around because I pay attention to them. The moment I don't pay attention to them is the moment that I get zero from them. And then I realized that the relationship was imbalanced, and this wasn't really a friendship, it was a usership. And you got to really be careful when you watch these motherfuckers come through, because they will use you. They will use up your time, your body, your soul, your mentality, and then leave you with nothing. And that's not the relationships that I'm after or into or after or for. So it's one of those where I really literally just had to like basically break up with a friend and be like, how do I do that? Where, you know, there's certain people that'll call and they'll pretend to talk about you, but always bring it up about them because they have something on their mind. Maybe it's cervical cancer. Maybe it's my buddy with liver cancer. These people have real health issues. This other person's just scared and unorganized. And I'm like, I'm not your daddy. You know, it gets old. It don't matter how hot a chick is, bro. I promise you, if they fucking drive you nuts and they don't even know how to wipe their own ass, bro, you'll be like, enough's enough, bitch. Go figure it out your damn fucking self. And that's what ended up happening. So I'm on the case of getting my time back. I'm still editing these videos, as you can see, and just concentrating on me, because I'm overstay. If we talking about time, I'm 2 days overstay in Finland. And I'm still trying to find a way to get a plane ticket out of here, go to my next journey. I was thinking about going to Brazil, see my friend, but he's leaving 4th of July, and I'm running out of time. Try to catch up with these people, and they really don't even care. I'm like going backwards when I really should be going forwards, probably into like Vietnam, where all my team is going to be here shortly. Have a big old team meeting, and that's what it's all about, dude. It's just being effective with time, especially when I'm running Print an Hour and Intersect.ai. All these things are you know, time. It's the most valuable asset and currency that we all have, but we don't really use it that often. I think we just let it go, and then we just forget that it's that important, because we feel like it's forever. And I was explaining to my friend that it's not forever. You know, my friends are dying. They won't live forever. I'm getting older, so that means that more of my friends are dying. And what you do with your time really does matter. You know, like, you can act like it doesn't. Okay, here comes the sunshine. I'm gonna go for a smoke with you. But, you know, you keep going on and on, wasting it, and then the next thing you know, it's like more of it. When I was 20 and getting out of high school, it's like everything was in front of me. Now I feel like I'm out of time to everything. It's like, this won't last, this friendship won't last, this workout won't last. You know, these things all have a what's the word, a stopwatch to it, or an end date, or a deadline. You know, it's one of those things where some of us don't want to keep that kind of real in our real kind of way. But it's more than just a shorts or a reel. It's really real that you're not going to get that time back. You can only spend it once, and that's what makes it so precious. You know, that your time has to be calculated and concentrated, because otherwise it'll be wasted, and then you'll have nothing to show for it. Absolutely nothing. In like 2.5 hours, I was still sitting here on the phone, but I was still editing and kind of paying attention to her, but more paying attention to what I was doing and just letting her talk, which is fine, because it's just like background noise. It's almost like a radio or something. But I ain't got all the time in the world to be fucking just letting other people take up all the time when I got things down in hours and seconds, and I should have a schedule and a secretary. I don't know how fucking Elon Musk does it, but you know, all that is precious. And unless we treat it as such, other people will waste it, and they don't give a fuck, because they'll be so selfish and so preoccupied about what's going on with them and their own problems that they won't even give a shit about me, or that I said I was busy, or respect that. They just came back and doubled down and started to take more, and I was just like, okay, this is it. Enough with the takers and the fakers and the time users. I don't have time for it. You don't have time for it. We all don't have time for it. And that's why it's time to concentrate on what things do take up our time and how important time is, and that's why it's print an hour, and that's why it's in a sec, and that's why I've been doing these things, is because I wanted my time back, I wanted my concentration, and I wanted my life to be efficient instead of deficient. And it was quickly getting deficient because motherfuckers don't care, bro. They just want as much attention as they can get, and it's never enough. It's almost like cocaine. I was watching the poor, and that was really happening in the like late 70s, early 80s in the NBA. But a lot of these guys were fucking losing their lives, man. They made multi-millions, and then now they're sudden they got a pimp suit, girl on each arm, Glock in the pocket, getting on planes with guns. Check mic 1 2, is this thing on? Trying to sniff coke on the bench, literally at a game underneath the towel. Like, they were so addicted so fast. They had so much talent, all wasted. What my dad would always talk about, Lynn Bias, but I think that's his name. And dude on draft night went and go snorted some lines and had a heart attack and died of a cocaine overdose after he got drafted. Like, all the talent in the world, super athletic, and people weren't seeing that these guys were going through full-on addiction, full-on with all the talent and all the money. I think he was spending $1,000 a day, and this is 1970s money, 1980s money. Might as well be 10 grand a day nowadays, but like just wasting away. And not knowing that they were just getting inundated with a lot of drug habits till David Stern came into the NBA and started banning people for life. You know, you're never going to play in the NBA again if you're snorting lines on the bench, or if you've punched somebody in the face. Some dude totally just stiff armed some dude just with a full-on aggression, didn't even see it coming, broke this dude's fractal bone. And you're like, this stuff starts to wear on people. You know, you'll start to see it. Sure, you could get traded, sure, you could get drafted, but people eventually will see your patterns. Either your game will your points per game go down, or your off extracurricular activities off the court will start to bleed into your game. Most people, you can't see that kind of thing. Like Magic Johnson's addiction to sex, you wouldn't be able to see that. But and we're glad he didn't do drugs, or Larry Bird didn't do drugs. But there was so much draft picks that were wasting their talent on drugs, and cocaine was hitting so big. No one knew that people could get so addicted so quickly. They didn't know how strong crack was. They didn't know how strong the pull for other distractions, like I'm talking about now, people to see that these things will start to crawl after you and start taking up all your time and start taking up all your mind, and that you got no time for that. So, you know, if you get a chance to fucking get away, make sure you steal away your time. Make sure you steal away to have your own peace of mind, to have your own health and your own focus, because it'll be taken by somebody. It could be taken from a thirst trap on Instagram, some little thought, not your real thought, but some little what's the definition for a thought? A thirsty ass hoe or something that would just be like, oh, it means the world to me. And then once they're done with that quick dopamine, it don't mean shit to them. And then they're off being flaky, and they've forgotten who you are or what you're about. And that's what we do. We go, you go, girl, and we'll boss girl or her up and get a quick dopamine blast ourselves. That's what they're after. Is so much selfishness out there. There's so much narcissism out there that they just want to take away. And I'm like, I should be free. I was outside. I was in peace. I was hitting the gym. I don't have time for this. And end up finding out, you know, that they don't care truly about me. It's just what I can do for them. And then you'll know that those aren't really your friends. You know, your friends actually do care for you. Like my buddy Yoni, he'll be like, man, I'm sorry I didn't get you a blanket. And I was just like, you know what, bro? You're a dude, I'm a dude, I can make it. But it was his wife that was like, yo, get Mark a fucking blanket. It's helped me sleep tremendously better, more. I didn't realize how less sleep I was getting, sleeping on the couch in the office. But just a blanket will save the day. People that are actually out to help you out instead of take away. And this is the biggest like takeaway of this video, was just I was just like, I'll never get these moments back. My head was completely jacked or hijacked by somebody that doesn't respect me. After I calmly, clearly told them that I'm too busy for their bullshit, they reached back out and gave me some more. And that's when you got to be like, no more BS. I'm over it. I don't want to hear it. You're going to have to live in your own stress. You're going to have to live in your own mind, and leave my mind to myself. And I need my time back. That was it. You know, this very precious few 45 years I got left, if I even get to double my time span, my lifespan, if I can double up, I would be pretty happy with that. But you know, if I keep giving it away so fickly, if you can use that word, it's so fickle for people's feelings, and they'd be like, "Oh, it's so important to me. Help me move." It used to be like that, you know, help me move. I'm such a nice guy with muscles in a truck, and those people were just used. They were using the wrong word. They were just using me for my truck. I knew I'd never see them again, and as long as they could get what they wanted out of me, people are opportunists, bro. They'll be not returning anything that they've taken from you. They'll just keep taking, and you got to watch out for the takers, because it's really true. It's out there, and it's not fun, and it's not cool for people to use you, and especially use the most precious thing that you got, and that's your motherfucking time. So I'm gonna get in on this. Let me go grab my smoke. Yoni's back, so I'm not locked out. I didn't even have time to smoke yesterday. I was so fucking busy and just fucking crazy, and just fucking bullets going past me, and I was just like, fuck. You know, life is like that sometimes, bro. You know, when you just don't have enough time to breathe, motherfuckers be like, yo, what can you do for me? And you're like, I need to breathe. And they'll be like, you can suffocate first as long as I get what I want. And you're just like, wait, what? And you're like, that ain't cool. And they're like, I know, but I want something so bad. That it's like our jobs to steal things from each other, you know, like steal away the time, or steal away the focus, or steal away in general. I thought I had that joint rolled, but I'll roll another. But you got to be careful how many motherfuckers come around you and aren't benefiting you. Like, are they helpers or are they takers? It's a really big question of our lives, to sit there and go, does this person doing something for me or against me? They're doing something. That's my last papers. Oh shit, we're gonna have to do something about that too. And that's what it was. I was just so busy, I couldn't even tell you. It was just like the whole morning just was like chaos. Even the weather was chaos, and I could see people that were helping me, and I could see people that were against me, and I started to see clearly. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. You know, maybe, I don't know, it's still a little cloudy and windy out there, but on that day it was still rainy, it was still cloudy, it was thunderclapping, and I was just like, wow, this is so chaos, man. And then the friends, 2.5 hour conversations, and then the other one, I just told her, yo, I'm too busy for this shit, and she still reached out like, yo, I'm needy, I fucked up again. And I'm like, you're gonna have to handle your own consequences, homie. Like, I can't babysit people, and this is when it becomes annoying. It's like, you know, you'll see people that are like that. I don't know if you ever dated hot chicks before, but they become so needy and useless, and you're like, you're the one that booked your own fucking shit, dude. You gotta be, if you fucking booked it wrong, guess what, you're going in the wrong direction. And just like the lady told me when I was on the bus here in Finland, in Helsinki, she's like, it's your responsibility to know what train you're getting on, you know. And I was just like, yes ma'am, you know. Like, we don't want accountability, we want somebody to become Captain Save-A-Ho, and that's just not what I'm gonna do anymore, dude. It's not my job to come Captain Save-A-Ho. It's no one's job to take care of me. I'm grateful for my friends to even let me stay in the shop, or give me meals, or help me out, you know. It's like everything that I can do to pay people back, and that's my way of showing gratitude and appreciation in life, where most motherfuckers are just gonna take and not see how awesome it is to receive from friends, truly, gratefully, and unapologetically. You just be like, man, I'm so humbled by what my friends have done for me, and letting me go this far around the world as far as I have. It's all been in huge gratitude and payback. And you'll see if somebody's going to actually care enough to replenish you, or just keep taking from you. And you're going to know, dude. You're going to fucking know, dude. We all know those people where it's like, didn't I just lend you $20? We talk about these friends that you never have to see again, because they owe you money. So for $20, it's the cheapest security guard of your life. You know, they'll be like, yo, lend me some money, means I'll never see you again in English, you know? Same as let's do lunch means fuck all the way off. You know, the LA lunch is like, yeah, we should do lunch, means call my agent, means I'm ignoring you, means we'll never talk again. Well, you said we would do lunch. Did I? Oh my God, I get so busy, and it's like unpromised promises and fictitious friends, and you know what I'm talking about. In the end, it's just what it is like there's people that can be a plus, and there's people that can be a minus, and you're gonna have to figure out which one's which, and that's just part of it. So that's my morning motivation. Let me get something out of this. I hope you got something out of this too. It was just, man, I've been so busy doing the damn thing. I barely had time to do this show, let alone the one yesterday. You can see just how busy I was. It was just like, it was just coming at me left, right, and straight. And I finally had to say, enough's enough. I'm taking my time back. It's too precious to be given to people, even the needy, even if they fucked up and they're in the worst situations possible. They got themselves in those situations. They can get themselves out of those situations. Maybe there's a lesson in that situation that they need to learn. You know what I mean? Like everybody has a dragon that they need to slay, slay all day. And that's what we're going to have to do. We're just going to have to just slay all day, keep it pushing, keep it moving, and do what we can do for ourselves and our family and our loved ones, and then, sometimes I get cut off. Shit, my friends are just like, hey, you're 45, you should be doing this on your own. I ain't got no time. And I got to respect that too. So, anybody that respects your grind, respects your time, and appreciates you and fills back up your well, you want to keep. If it's another motherfucker that's drilling holes in the canoe, and already know that they already borrowed money, stole time that they can't return, and you can't return time, bro. Either you use it wisely, or they'll use it up right in front of you and not give a fuck, bro. They'll it's like snorting lines. Again, talking about cocaine abuse. That's what they do. They just right in front of you. So I'm gonna just go ahead, go for my smoke, take my time, get away from the craziness and people that want me to show up early for breakfast, knowing damn well that I go fasting. I'm not on their pattern. I'm getting on my own pattern, on my own situations, and staying away from people that cause me situations. And hopefully when we go outside fasting, yes, baby, the sun will go shining again, even though it doesn't want to. It wants to be gray and cloudy and scary again. So let me put on the coat, and that's my morning motivation. Motivation. If you got anything out of this, you already know. Like, share, and subscribe below. But go live your life on your own terms. Make your time worth a fuck. Make it move forward, because I know everyone else will make it go backwards, and I got no time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So we're gonna go ahead and move forward with our time and go find some shine, even on the windy and dark times. We got shit to do today, boys. I plan on fucking doing it. So, ooh, that ass though. Yep. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Another day, another dollar. Even if it's fucking makes you want to holler, even if it's fucking grainy, I still find a way. Go be blessed today. Don't be stressed. Find something to smile about. Do something nice for someone, and don't let them steal your time while you're doing it. Peace and love. I'll see you on the other side. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever in Finnish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. The other side of your fear, the other side of your excuses, and the other side of the world. Ooh, because that's where I'll be. Peace. Don't turn around again. Oh. Don't turn around again. Just checking it. This fucking crazy ass weather. The sun don't want to shine, but I do. Peace. I'll see you on the other side. Ciao. Bello. Beijos.